Hello, everyone, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to point out a couple things. First of all, this red line that we see right here going from this point to center and from center down to 5 o'clock on the clock, okay? They're two 60-degree angles, but when you combine these angles in reality, the way most people are used to looking at things, pretty flat, it creates a 90-degree angle. You just have to understand that it's sitting at a different angle of degrees, so it throws us off. And when we hit 60 and 60 in three-dimensional space, it creates a 90-degree angle when we stand it up on its side. So that's very important to understand. But when we look at Swish's swing here tonight when he hit that grand slam, just one of the most amazing swings of a baseball bat I've ever seen in my life. And what I mean by that is we're going to get him to impact where he hit the baseball. Okay, and what you'll notice here is look how right before everything goes, he's in this 90-degree power angle with the entire right side of his body. What most people don't really understand is how to maintain this angle throughout their entire swing, and Swish does a very good job of that. Even though most people they're not going to see it, but the cool part about it is when you really start putting it under the microscope, you can see that the relationship from the inside part of the right hip socket, which is the ball joint that sits on top of the femur bone, is going right here on this perfect 60-degree angle down here again, okay? And when we see that and understand it, we start to understand how this power angle needs to be maintained. Also, another thing that Swish does when we'll go another frame real quick. So when he comes through the ball and goes to impact, he's totally posted on this right leg, which is represented by the balance line of the body. And if we come up here like this with this line as well, this line in some cultures could be called the chi line. In other cultures, the balance line of the body. Anyways, we're going to term it the balance line of the body right now. So he's totally posted up on his right side with the balance line of the body. But the really cool part is, see how the knee down here and the ankle and everything is really just right here at different degrees inside of that power angle too. So it's absolutely amazing. But when we move him forward a couple more frames, you can see right here that his hands well, I shouldn't say his hands, but I should say the butt of the baseball bat, which is right here in this area, okay? The butt of the bat will never cross the balance line of the body, and that is extremely significant because by doing that, he's not allowing anything to violate that line. And most people are going to say like the hands, well, the hands just cross that line, but the reality is the butt of the club or the butt of the bat did not. And because of that, it gives him some of the most amazing control of using the lever system of his body. And there's a lot that we can learn from this, not only in baseball but for golf as well, because we teach golf at golflessonacademy.com. But the reality is we're showing this swing in baseball with Nick Swisher so that people can start to understand that this model goes way beyond just the athletic movements in the golf swing. But as golfers, there's a tremendous amount of information that we can get here from Nick Swisher as well. So let's come back to the beginning because I want to touch on another thing here that's pretty much just amazing. Okay, so he's going to start and he's going to come get into his set. He plants his leg. Now the first move he makes up, so right there he's like this, right? Now watch this next move. Instead of going around his body like this with his shoulders, okay, he's back to a stable position and with his foot planting on the ground. See that? The right foot hits the ground right here. Boom. It's planted, and the second it plants, which is the amazing part that a lot of people don't understand in golf, the second his foot fully plants, okay, this shoulder, the lead shoulder, which would be the right shoulder for this would be, pretty much a left-handed golfer, but this shoulder is going up, okay, and this back shoulder is going to be going down. So what Nick has actually discovered is he's using the lever system of his body to just one of the purest points I've ever seen in a baseball swing. So watch that right shoulder. It goes up, 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 up. See that? And because it's gone up, let's now look at the angular movement of his shoulder girdle area, which would be here at this angle, and we'll look at the relationship of the inside part of the hip socket to the femur bone on the back leg. And as you can see, these two lines, when we actually put them together like this, and I missed my spot there, sorry about that, and then we come here like this, you can see there is this perfect I-beam relationship that would be right there, okay? And because of that I-beam relationship, he is not manipulating any part of his body whatsoever as he continues to swing the club, okay? See that? And he just comes through and he's pivoting around it. And the reason that we can say that he's pivoting around it, watch the back left foot here in this area, and then watch the ankle over here in this area, the ankle of the right leg. So as he continues to come through here, he pivots, which is allowing him to shift his body and his weight correctly. And it's the pivot, if you watch the back leg, see how it kind of is pivoting up on that toe as he's rolling his weight into the ankle. And when you start understanding that a lot of the things that he is doing in his baseball swing are a lot of the exact same things we are doing with our lessons at Golf Lesson Academy. And when he hit this ball tonight at contact, and let's come back to where he makes contact right before it, he gets to right here. It's going to go one more frame. Okay, and then see this, which is something, again, that we preach at Golf Lesson Academy, is right here from the pitcher's perspective, we can see that Swish has this, if I can get these angles right, sorry about that, that he has got this perfect triangle in relationship to the butt of that club. But if I was the pitcher and I was facing him, the bottom of this triangle is pointing back at the pitcher right now. It's not pointing at this position, which, you know, it's not pointing back to his chest. It's pointing out here, back to here. And a lot of problems with the golf swing at this position, like if you can imagine a golf swing, a lot of people try to get the bottom of that triangle back pointing to them so they can swing it around their body, and they just don't understand the amount of power that they're losing because that triangle needs to be pointing to the pitcher's mound. Well, at this position, he's able to just accelerate through it. Now, the significant part about what the cubes are showing us is at this point where the two cubes converge on each other and geometric space, if I can hit it right, sorry about that, where those two lines converge in geometric space is a perfect 45-degree angle. So let me darken that up for us a little bit just so we understand what I'm saying again. This point from here to here is a perfect 45-degree angle in geometric space. And when you start to understand how these lines are converging, then you really start to understand just how significant this motion that he's making, because it's totally geometrically optimized where the 2 points converge. And watch what I mean by this. He comes through, almost fixing to hit the ball. See how the bat is starting to line up with that 45-degree angle in geometric space? Now watch the head of the bat. It just tracks. Look at the ball. The ball is leaving exactly on that 45-degree angle. So it's right here. Look at the ball. The ball is right here, right? Then we're going to go one more frame. The ball is right here. Then we're going to go one more frame, and the ball is right here. So not only did he sit there and hit this at such a just a phenomenal swing, that's all there is to say about it. The ball left the ballpark in 2.3 seconds, okay? Now the funny part about it is he hit the ball to right field, and the reason for that being is he was just slightly, there's pure impact. If he would make contact with the ball right there, then the ball would have gone up the middle, and it would have been a bomb to center field. But he goes one more frame, makes contact with it right there, so he's a little bit in front with his bat head, and which is why he pulls the ball to right field. I mean, it's that simple, you know. So he's really starting to understand his swing. Better than I think most Major League Baseball players right now. But the information that we can learn and how he is just totally, again, look at how the back of his neck, his spine, all the way down to the point from center to 5 o'clock. He is just on this 90-degree power angle in his baseball swing. And like I said, there is so much that we can learn as golfers from understanding this motion inside of the geometry of the models that we use at Golf Lesson Academy. And that's exactly what we teach. We teach how to swing a golf club inside of here, but we're also branching out into baseball as well at this point. So anyways, we hope you enjoyed this. And remember, there is a lot that we can learn from what we're seeing here inside of Nick Swisher's swing when he actually makes a baseball swing that can actually carry over and help us in what we're doing in the golf swing. And the reason why is, let's look at the geometry of what's happening right now. He's right here. He's set up good. Look at the lines, how they just match up. And I'll go through this frame by frame for us for a second so that we can just marvel at the magnificence of this entire sequence. Right here we can see he's getting ready to go. This bat is lined up on 30, which is parallel to the 30-degree cube right here. I mean, sensational stuff. Now as he starts to come down, look at this. Bat starts measuring up. He's getting the bat in a position to where it can match up right here, which if we come from here to here, let me get it on 60 because he absolutely will get it there too. So when he comes through more, here we go. Watch this bat. Boom. See how it's getting parallel to that 60 on the back end right there, and easily demonstrated right here. The bat's on 60 so we can see it. I mean, he is moving geometrically through his baseball swing, and it is just a marvel for us to have the opportunity to take a look at it under such a microscope as this. And when you understand how to swing a golf club the way he's swinging this baseball bat inside of the geometry of the cube, let me tell you something, you take your game to an entirely different level. So we hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have any comments below, leave us comments below, and if you'd like, check out golflessonacademy.com, where we are absolutely positive we can help you with your golf swing. Until the next time, take care, and we'll talk to you soon.